What's going on, everybody? It's been a fucking hot goddamn minute. Um, this is the first time I'm streaming on, I guess, my personal Facebook, YouTube, and the halftime of Byron Ryan page. Um, then yeah, I get we're not gonna have many viewers this time because it's been a while. I've been sick and going through some shit. We may go over that later because our guest has done pretty much the same thing on his social media. Took a mental break to I guess recharge, revamp, get ready to go. So without delay, here's Mr. Asher, the freestyling, street balling. I don't know if they play prison footy, but he probably plays that as well. But everybody, welcome Asher. I think it'd be this side. I got to figure out the lefts and the rights. But welcome to the show. I know we were trying to figure out how to hook this up to your socials and stuff like that. StreamYard started a new thing where you could stream it on like Instagram and Facebooks and all. I still don't know how to do any of that shit. Since this is the first one in 2024 and the first one in a few months. So it is what it is, but welcome to the show anyway. I know you've been taking a break off of social media, so I guess welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I appreciate you having me. Yeah, obviously taking a little break just to kind of like reset, refocus, and just over the holiday season. So, got a little bit of burnout from creating content for a while, so it's been nice to have a little rest. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this year though. A lot of cool events coming up. So, yeah, gonna try to get involved and just and see what happens. Maybe get back into the content stream or do something else as well. So, yeah.
No, I mean as far as being like a freestyler and a I guess a Panna Champion and that kind of stuff. And we'll get into explaining that to people that have no idea what that is in a second. But as far as like events and stuff like that, is it like a other influencer type things? They invite you out to come do like demonstrations and stuff like that, or do you just kind of out of pocket, or sponsors pay you to show up and do that type of stuff?
Yeah, well, in general, I mean, freestylers typically, yeah, will get paid to go out and do performances at events, half times, whatever. Me personally, though, I've basically just been focusing on creating videos, and then I've done my own traveling to and from events like Panna tournaments and like the soccer tournament last year in June. So just kind of traveling here and there just to create videos, but nothing super serious. And I don't personally like go perform at shows. I know they do a lot of that over in Europe because Panna's kind of bigger over there in the street football scene. But yeah, basically just creating content for fun and doing skills.
So you just do the stuff for like say Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, that type of stuff, post it on, and then people watch it.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Okay. Now has like, because if you look at like Street Pana and other social media freestyling influencers, you have like teams inviting you out to hang out with their players or try to nutmeg Neymar or Mbappe or any of that type of stuff. Do they do the same thing here in the States, or is it just like you said, it's a bigger thing there than it is here?
Yeah, I'd definitely say it's bigger over in Europe just because it's more well known. And you've got people from like the UK who've been moving out lately to like Dubai, and then doing stuff over in like Saudi Arabia with like Al Nasser with Cristiano and stuff. And like these guys are just from the UK, but they're more well known, so it's more popular over there. Over here, as far as teams inviting people out, I haven't seen it too much, to be honest. Probably only out in LA and obviously down in Miami now with Inter Miami because of Messi and everything. I've seen a little bit more of the freestyling there, but yeah, not too much. I mean, like the LA Galaxy, they did invite like Street Panna Jack. They had him out to do a video with the players there. So that just shows, I guess, the expertise is more seen in Europe because they're inviting players out from over there to come here. But in general, yeah, I haven't seen too much of that as far as the MLS at the higher level. So
I mean, would you call it as like, say, a gaping hole that maybe they're missing out on, as far as like, say, getting more of that footballing, different type of culture and stuff like that, versus like, say, and I'm not associated with the MLS, so they can kiss my fucking ass. And yes, you can cuss on this channel, I don't give a shit. But like, say the MLS could kiss my ass, because it's more of an NFL atmosphere almost. I mean, you have like the supporter sections that are trying to embrace a culture that me and you and other like European fans and hardcore MLS fans have seen. But the MLS just seems like, because it's run by a bunch of NFL owners or NBA owners and stuff like that, you still have that US feel to it. And it feels like you're saying, in Europe and even Dubai and now Saudi Arabia, they have that freestyling culture, and they bring them out to do content with players and that type of stuff. It just seems like that's something the MLS just still hasn't grasped. Even like for MLS All-Star Weekend, they could bring people like you out and do that type of stuff at an event, instead of doing that All-Star Challenge fucking shithousery that just makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? They did a skee ball looking thing, and everybody's like, oh, Kai Havertz can't hit a volley that goes into the 10-point bin. Who gives a shit? He's never going to do that in real life. That's stupid. But like, they could have, you know what I'm saying? They could have a team. Like I told the guys at TST, they could have a 7-on-7 team of freestylers. They could do you know what I'm saying, a friendly 7-on-7 against the all-star guys. That would be fun to watch y'all just fucking flip some of them on their damn heads. But it's just something that I feel that it's missing. There's and seeing now, a friend of mine, Akunji, is the bigger AFCON fan guy, looking at the highlights from AFCON and looking at how their fans are and that type of stuff, and then coming back and looking at MLS highlights, and it's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
I mean, even TST, which you were there, TST was a more exciting atmosphere watching the U.S. women play fucking Wrexham.
Yeah.
That was a more electric atmosphere than it is at, honestly, and I can't say all MLS stadiums, because I haven't been and seen an actual LAFC game in person or seen an Austin game in person, but it's just one of those things of, you know what I'm saying? It's the TST environment was almost like it was a European style 7-on-7 South American tournament brought to Cary, North Carolina, that just it shouldn't have worked, but it did.
Yeah.
Even though it was 500 degrees, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It was crazy, because I mean, like, seeing that atmosphere, especially as like, I've gone to a couple MLS games up in the Twin Cities, because that's close to where I live, so up in Minneapolis. I've gone to some Minnesota United games, and they have like a freaking like nice stadium, like it's brand new, because the team's relatively new, so it's super nice and everything, and like they've got a decent fan base and everything. The supporter section is pretty good, I would say, like compared to other teams I've seen. But you know, it's still not, it's kind of like, you know, how would I compare it to, like, almost those who watch like hockey, except they're more excited about hockey because it's the North here and like everybody freaking loves hockey. But I mean, yeah, it's not quite the same. Like, the supporter section's going crazy, but the whole stadium is just like,
it's an NFL audience almost.
Right. Yeah. They're just kind of there to watch the game.
The cheese and wine crowd.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What's that?
You had a little fucking bubble come up by your head that went like this.
Oh, for real? I think that's a new iOS. It's been messing with my phone lately.
See, your phone doesn't even believe the shit coming out your mouth.
Yeah. Oh, for real.
But yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about with, when you're in the supporter section, you feel, I mean, no, it's not Bayern Munich or Dortmund and I hate to say it, PSG's ultra section, because I can't fucking stand PSG, but they have a strong ultra section, or you know what I'm saying, any team in Turkey. But when you're sitting in the supporter section, it feels like that, or the closest you're gonna get to like in say fucking Minnesota or Charlotte. But when you get to outside of like say the supporter section, don't even try to stand up. Because if you stand up, some asshat behind you is like, you need to sit down. We're trying to watch the game here. It's like, man, shut the fuck up. You're watching the game like this. And it's like, dude, put your fucking phone down. That's the thing that I liked about like say the Sud curve in Munich, or the yellow wall in Dortmund. I'm pretty sure it's the same rules apply in at like PSG and Galatasaray and Besiktas and stuff like that. Is when you're in that ultras section, this shit don't come out. You know what I'm saying? You don't see guys holding up cell phones like that. Before the game, they'll take pictures with their friends and stuff like that. If it's a big game afterwards, I've done it. Other friends have done it. You take pictures to celebrate. But you're not filming the fucking game from the stands like some of these jackwagons are. And it's insane. And it's even worse, and it may kind of filter into like say the freestyling Panna world of like for MLS. For influencers like me and others, I fucking hate calling myself an influencer. For a content creator like me and everybody else, to try and cover the teams as far as like say media wise, or trying to create content with the teams, they still are in the 1970s. Let's fucking go to the fucking Charlotte Observer or what other random newspaper that honestly I haven't had a newspaper in my house in fucking 10 years. Sucks when you're trying to start a fire, but other than that. But you know what I'm saying? They shit on content creation and want to go more towards the classic traditional media outlets. And I think that's kind of the same thought process, because that's what the NFL does in the NBA and MLB and hockey. That's what I think as far as content creators and people like you that do freestyling and do you call them demos?
Yeah, I mean performance, whatever.
Okay. But the thing is, they see y'all in the same light as they see us, as something that's welcome to the 21st fucking century. But they don't, I guess they don't see the benefit of it. Does that make sense? The same as like, say, when I get banned on Instagram for the millionth time for sharing a highlight video of Bayern Munich in the Bundesliga, they hit me with a copyright. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, I'm promoting your league. Get more eyes on your league. Like you would do. You're wearing a Carson Galaxy jersey. Yes, I ain't calling them motherfuckers LA because they're not from LA. But like you doing that and doing a demonstration or doing a performance or whatever right in front of their stadium and doing your content and stuff, and you're doing that whole, hey, we're here at the Galaxy Stadium, blah, 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 blah. That's promoting, you know what I'm saying, the Galaxy. It's promoting the MLS, even if it's a backdoor way of doing it. You see what I'm saying? So it's something that the US seriously needs to catch up on. Now let's get to, because I know there's going to be people watching it like, what the fuck is Panna? Explain Panna for everyone that doesn't know what it is. So the comment section of this video or live won't be like, what the fuck is Panna? Because they're going to spell it wrong. They're going to call it Panda. I know it's going to happen.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, Panna basically, like, simply is just like 1v1 soccer. You can play basically anywhere with like 2 small goals typically. You can play in like a cage or a little like ring or anything, or even just on the streets. And like traditionally, it's played with a timer, so the game's timed. but like the street version that's become more popular is like you just play to a certain amount of goals. So you play either to like 3 goals wins, or if you panna them or nutmeg them, then it's like an instant knockout and you win. So it's become like super popular over in Europe because it started, I believe, in Amsterdam, and obviously with like Copenhagen, it's become immensely popular. And then, obviously pro teams over there have started to kind of incorporate it into the culture as well. So yeah, it's a really cool like game to not only like challenge your skills, but as like some people talk about it, it's almost like boxing for soccer. So it's kind of cool in that way because it all depends on you.
So it's basically the fancier version of what most every footballer has done since they were 6 years old when they're playing one-on-one in the, say, the schoolyard or whatever. Excuse me, but you're playing one-on-one and you have like somebody will put the jacket down. You know what I'm saying? I put my jacket on one side, you put your jacket on the other side. Goals are the jackets. So I mean, so it's been a thing, minus the nutmegs, because obviously that's just become a thing. I'm guessing last maybe what 15, 20 years. It's been a bigger deal. Like people nutmegging people at the fucking airport for some reason.
Yeah.
But like it's almost like they finally figured a way to take your childhood and make it so you can be a professional 1v1 guy. And it makes it so if you're an amazing Panna player, because you can do one-on-ones, once you get into a game, it has its extreme highs, but on the flip side, it's extreme lows. Because either you're fucking Messi or Franck Ribéry, those types of players that can take you on one-on-one and go, or you end up looking like fucking Anthony, where you're essentially just playing with yourself for fucking 5 minutes and doing nothing with it. But I guess now, who would you say would be, as far as like players internationally or in the MLS, that you think personally would make good Panna players? Don't fucking say Neymar, because we've already seen him get bitch slapped in a fucking Panna tournament in Brazil by some kid from the fucking favela, and he got mad and tried to throw him through a wall. But as far as like, say, in Europe, give me 3 guys.
Let me think. Pro players. I'm trying to think. I would say, number 1 for sure would be Pogba. Like
Pogba?
Yeah,
What?
without a doubt. Yeah, for sure. Like he's actually, like Street Panna Jack, he's played with him like multiple times. And he's told me like personally, he's like, yeah, dude, Pogba's like cracked. Like he's got nasty 1v1 skills. So I mean, I've seen it too, kind of in like his flair, so it makes sense. But I would say him.
I mean, that would make sense like maybe 5, 6 years ago. Now he's, I don't know how great he is at doing pretty much anything right now. But
yeah,
okay, that's a definite surprise.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, number 2, Jadon Sancho for sure.
What? You can't Panna off the fucking bench.
No, I'm just saying, like I'm seeing it because like these are players that are I guess less talked about in terms of like skill wise. Everybody's always talking about Neymar and everything, but Sancho, like I can see it in like his personality. So just like taking it from that perspective, I think, and he grew up, I believe, like I think it was like South London, like playing street soccer as well. So I'm sure he's got like some of that tech still in him, even if we don't see it all the time on the field. So
we don't see him all the time on the fucking field.
That's
we will
true.
Now, because now he's back in Borussia Dortmund, and that's actually where I guess he has some balls when he's in Germany. When he goes to England, I think they shrivel up and he turns into a pussy. But anybody that plays at United plays like dog shit, Pogba included.
True, it's true. Yeah,
mate, you've given me Pogba and Sancho. Both played at United. Both were amazing before they got to United, and then sucked a bag of nuts. It's United. That's their fucking problem.
It is. It is. I mean, Ronaldo knew it. I mean, he's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, but when you go from there to fucking Saudi Arabia and you're like, look at me, I score a lot of goals. And it's like, cool, bro. You scored against like a JV fucking high school team. Get the fuck out of here. In front of like 9 fucking fans. When that
Yeah.
league, when that league is losing Benzema, losing Jordan Henderson, nobody gives a shit about. But when they're losing all those big name players and the average attendance has dropped from last year to this year by 400, and I think it was 66 on average, but they still don't even average 10,000 fans. Fucking Charlotte Independence averages more people than fucking Al Nasir does. So, yeah, fucking Ronaldo, we know why you went to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
It's
same
true.
reason Jordan Henderson did.
They got a lot of cash to splurge on the players, but yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
wouldn't say.
if you're Jordan Henderson, you understand he has never gotten a paycheck from them, right?
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he what is the thing where he backloaded his contract? So like at the end of the deal, he gets a lot of fucking money, and at the beginning he barely gets fucking anything. Well, because he left 6 months into the deal, he doesn't even get his first massive fucking check.
Shoot,
Like,
that's
good
tough.
job. Your reputation took a shot in the damn ass, and then you run away and don't make a dime of it. So it's like, dude, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah,
I mean, if I
that
got a
doesn't make a
big
lot of
ass
sense.
check like that, I don't give a shit if I'm playing in front of 7 fucking people. I don't give a damn. I don't care if
Right?
I'm sitting on
Yeah.
the damn bench. But okay, so we've got Pogba, Sancho. Who's your other guy?
Hmm. I would say, gosh, I'm trying to think.
You're missing one.
One, I'm.
He plays at Bayern Munich, and he is the best on the ball, period, not named Messi from 5 years ago.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know the whole Bayern squad,
What?
so
You don't know Jamal Musiala? Oh, what the fuck? All right, so you know who Jadon Sancho is, but you don't know Jamal Musiala. You know the shitbag, but you don't know the star boy. What the fuck? God damn it. I'm going to have to start background checking these people that come on this damn show.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't even like know Sancho from like Bundesliga. Like I don't know a whole lot of Bundesliga players in general. Like, but
What?
I just know Sancho because of.
Hold on. What team do you support, first off?
Oh, you're gonna.
If you fucking say Man United, I'm going to laugh at you.
I
God
did.
damn it.
I did. I did.
You got a clown on the show. Where's the clown fucking emoji for your Apple thing?
I
Or the
wish I
little
could get
thing
it
that
to
comes out
work.
that goes like this? That did it a minute ago. But yeah, all right. So there you go. See, there it goes. Yeah. See, your phone knows what's up.
Uh,
So you're a United fan.
well, yeah,
So your third guy
traditionally.
is going to be fucking Anthony. That
No,
fucking spinning
Anthony.
fidget spinner.
Anthony needs to go
The
play
hell.
in like he needs to go play in Saudi Arabia in some like third division that
Yeah,
nobody's ever
he's
heard of.
fucking terrible. And see, the thing is, the Bayern fans on, like, say, the Bayern Twitter, and everybody knows football Twitter is a fucking cesspool depending on what you're talking about. But the thing that drives me nuts is you get a lot of fans that don't know shit. Like, if you bring up a player in a transfer rumor, oh my God, that guy's the next greatest thing ever on the face of the earth, even though they didn't know who the hell he was a week ago. But Anthony was a guy that Bayern wanted, or that Bayern were, I guess, interested in. And all the damn fans were like, we need him. He's this, he's that. Yeah, you don't hear that shit now. But there's a reason you don't hear it now. So who would your third guy be? Seeing how we know now it's only going to be EPL.
Hmm.
Because the next one's going to be harder. Because the next one I'm going to give you, I need 2 from the MLS.
2 from MLS. Hmm. I would say. Ooh.
So your third one from Europe and then 2 from the MLS.
Yeah. Let me think. I
I could make it harder. and say if
Ah,
they played in Europe, you can't pick them for the MLS. But I'll make it
ooh,
easier that way.
yeah,
Because that takes away literally all the super talent.
yeah,
So,
pretty
all
much.
right. So, who's your last guy in Europe?
I would say I don't know if like this might catch you off guard too, but Mares actually.
No, that actually doesn't. That's actually yeah. Now, would you say like a Kevin De Bruyne or a Phil Foden?
Mm, not for not no, not for skills. Another guy, if I
Okay.
were to have a fourth though, would be Declan Rice.
Really?
Yeah,
Now that's one that like Mares I can understand, Sancho I can understand. The Pogba one I can understand maybe a few years ago, but Declan Rice just looks fucking unorthodox, like goofy as shit. So like if you're going with that, would you say well, I can't use a Bundesliga analysis because I'd say like Thomas Muller. Because Muller can do shit that fucking 90% of people can't. Um, but if Rice because he just seems like he's kind of stiff when he in his movements. Would you put like a Son or a Kane there as well? Because they Kane, as stiff as he looks, would you say that he can move as well as a Declan Rice can?
if I were to put Son or Kane as like
It'd be
another
Son.
one, it would be Son. Yeah,
Yeah, because he's
yeah,
more smooth with it. Harry Kane, watching him at Bayern, it's Harry Kane is more of like a I don't want to say it's a fluid motion. His is more like a stop and start jerky motion, but it gets done. It's the same as like Thomas Muller. Thomas
yeah.
Muller is the goofiest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. He looks like he should be the shittiest fucking footballer on planet Earth. Like he would be the guy that you laugh at when he's like, "Yeah, I'm a footballer," and you're like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up." No, you're not. And then he gets on the field and it's like, holy shit. The dude finds the space that doesn't exist. Okay, I'll give you Kai Havertz. Would you
Mm,
think Kai Havertz would be good at that?
yeah, yeah. I think I would take Kai if I were to make
I
like
guess he
a
would be the
team.
more one-to-one ratio as far as like say the way that he plays compared to like the way Declan Rice plays. They're
Hmm.
still both kind of stiff. They're not completely fluid, but I mean, I wouldn't say Declan Rice can play forward, but Kai can play center defending mid if he needed to, and
Right.
those would be a more of a trade off. So, all right, now we're going to the hard one, MLS. Give me two guys that you think, well, two guys that you would say would represent the MLS in a Panna tournament.
Hmm. Well, I mean, if you wanted me to pick like superstar, I mean, it's obvious who
Not
I'd pick
Messi.
as my number one. If
Okay,
I were to pick him
not
as my
Messi.
number one, he would win the whole
Who?
tournament.
Who?
I would say if I were to pick Messi, he would win.
Oh yeah, we're not. Okay, you can't have. Don't make me have to say nobody from fucking Miami.
Okay, let me think.
Even though Julian Gressel plays in Miami now, and Julian Gressel would be pretty good, but he's more a defending Kevin De Bruyne than he is a Panna guy.
Mm,
Okay, but not Messi. Anybody but him, because still, I don't classify him as an MLS fucking player.
yeah, one guy who I think might be a little bit slept on, but I think he's got some hidden skill as far as like 1v1s would go. Is John Tolkien from the Red Bulls?
The one that everybody says is the dirtiest fucking player in the MLS. I love that fucking kid because he doesn't give a shit. He will blow your knee into the third fucking row and
Dude,
not give a shit about it.
I like him. I like him. Like I met him in New York when I was there for a tournament, and he's like super chill dude. And we were just like kicking around. But I think like yeah, not only is he like the tenacity is there, but I think the skill
Okay.
as well. Because I feel like he would be a guy who wouldn't be afraid to like break something out and wouldn't be like stiff at all. Like
No,
it'd be natural.
he's more of a bull in a china shop player, though. He will fuck your shit up if he wants to.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll give you that one. Where would you put, like, say, maybe now? Granted, this is a player kind of like Pogba that's gotten older and stuff like that. Where would you put a player like, say, Carlos Vela?
Mm.
Because
You
4 or 5 years ago, he would be fucking Messi level. But now
yeah,
he has a problem doing 90 minutes back to back and still being at that high level.
yeah. Well, obviously for Panna, you need the endurance. So obviously, that's a
Yeah.
key component.
Well, then that leaves Messi out because we saw what happened against fucking Charlotte when you could have given that fucker a cane and he would have just stayed in midfield and not really gone anywhere.
Well, at this point, I don't know if he even if he's always even trying, 100% because he's like,
Yeah, I don't think Messi has tried since when they won the League's Cup.
yeah,
He had one MLS goal after that. He had, like, what, 7 goals in that tournament.
yeah,
But if you look back on it, he's playing Mexican teams or Liga MX teams that were in between the 2 seasons.
yeah,
So they weren't at full force yet. And you had a lot of MLS teams that were mid-season form or pretty close to mid-season form. Those kids didn't have a chance. I mean, Charlotte was beating up on, like, Necaxa. And Necaxa's fucking kids are like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So they didn't even send out their damn best. They sent out the fucking kids. And Charlotte fans are like, we beat this team. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You beat a bunch of fucking kids.
right,
So,
yeah,
but Messi looked like a ungodly beast in that tournament. But then when he came to the MLS, he didn't look that great. And then he needed like 2 or 3 days off and then 4 or 5 days off. And then, you know what I'm saying? Maybe adding like Suarez, Jordi Alba, Julian Gressel, players like that may help him not have to be the guy the whole damn time. Because when he was the guy, it didn't take much for MLS teams to be like, hey, fucking guard that guy.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
all right. So Messi would be your guy, but we're not allowing him in. So you've got Tolkien, and who would be your other guy?
So I'm not sure if this is loud because he just left the MLS, but like we're talking about like within the past year when he was still in. I would take Alex. Oh, what's his name? Is it Alex Alcala from LA? I think so. He just got signed to Man City.
That was last year, right?
No, that was just like recently.
Oh, did he just get signed now?
Yeah.
I don't follow MLS transfers. I got pissed off the minute that, like, I called that shit off when Hugo Lloris came to LAFC and they let go of fucking John McCarthy and Cravo. They can fucking kiss my ass. You don't replace John. And John McCarthy pissed me off because he went from fucking LAFC to fucking Carson, which you don't fucking do that shit. But yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't follow the MLS as tightly as I should.
He's a young kid, and so that's why like he just got signed to City, which is crazy. But he had a whole like highlight compilation they just posted because of the signing and everything, and he's like crazy. Like he gives almost like Messi vibes, but in his own way. So
now, would you go with maybe say a Hani Mukhtar? Because Mukhtar, he can do a lot, but it's more along those lines of like a Kai Havertz. You know what I'm saying? It's not the flashy Neymar, Antony type stuff. It's more along the lines of the skill that he has is the skill that makes it, you know what I'm saying, the game work. Yeah. Maybe he would. See, the thing is trying to figure out like which ones would do best in one of those types of tournaments. And you do really have to be able to do a lot with your feet and be able to think on your feet in the moment. just seeing like with you and what Jack does, fuck. There's not a lot of players that can do that in the first damn place, let alone, you know what I'm saying, doing it in a span of a little area with two tiny little goals on each side. And then it's like, yeah. See that, and that's why with Jack saying and you saying Pogba, he just seems like a huge fucking person to be in maybe that little of an area. That would be like, okay, fucking Manuel Neuer could probably do it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's extremely good with his feet, or we'll say 2 or 3 years ago he would be extremely good. Now, maybe not.
Yeah.
But okay, no, that's not a bad little lineup of people. Now, who was your the person that opened up the floodgates for you to start doing freestyling and stuff like that? What person or influencer moment or whatever clicked and made you want to be like, that's what the fuck I want to do?
Yeah, well, when I first started, like when I first heard about, like street soccer, like Panna as a whole, it was like way back actually, and like 2014, when I lived down in Florida, and I stumbled across some videos of like old commercials that were like completely like in Dutch, so I had like no idea what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just posted on YouTube, these short clips of, I don't know if do you know who Edward Van Gils is?
I've heard the name, but
Yeah.
I can't say that I know completely.
Yeah. So he basically like pioneered like Panna as a sport in Amsterdam.
Okay.
And so these little clips that he did for some Dutch brand, like they were just like little skill tutorials. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'd be on my like back porch, in Florida, like this tiny little space with like a little ball that I had, not even a soccer ball. And I'd be like practicing these skills that I just like would watch and try to learn. So like they were all the crazy skills though that you now see Panda players like actually incorporating. But at the time that like those players did not exist. I think the only one that maybe was kind of starting was like Sean Garnier over in
Okay.
France. But like that was it. Like so there was almost no one. But I guess after that, I would just like I played, club soccer and stuff and high school as well. So I didn't really watch as much of that, but then I heard about Jack in like 2018 or 2019
Mm-hmm.
or something. And so then I was like, I saw what he was doing. I was like, whoa, like, because he would do tricks, but he would make them into like something that was really like easy to watch, like something that like
Yeah.
really popped. So I saw him on Instagram and stuff. So I'd be like, whoa, like that's really cool. And I was also watching people like the F2 back then and stuff. So I kind of watched his YouTube and I was like, shoot, like I kind of want to try that out. So I started messing around, in my free time. And then I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll start posting these skills and just like, just for fun. So I did that and, started my Instagram and everything. And then just kept going, just kept posting videos for fun. And then, kind of started to go up from there. And
Mm-hmm.
then, the rest is history. So just still doing it for fun. And yeah, that's how I got my start though.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of the stuff that you do is mostly more Instagram kind of centric. Because when I was looking up, like, say, your YouTube and stuff like that, you didn't have many YouTube videos, but the ones that hit on YouTube were the ones that were ungodly huge on like Instagram. So it
Yeah.
was like, sweet gee, like you doing the skills thing by the I guess it's the London Bridge,
Yeah.
or right there beside the London Bridge. It had like, I think it was like 7 or 8 thousand views on YouTube, but then on Instagram it has like 70 or 100 or something like that thousand views, and it's like, sweet fucking Jesus. And my stupid ass can barely do like the little kick up things. I can't do that shit. Y'all are doing all these fucking flary looking shit. Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah. I think it's, some people like over in Copenhagen, whatever, like that's the other thing with, comparing the different styles of players. Like there's a
Mm.
lot of them that are crazy with their feet because they just play Panna like all day, every day, and they'll be training skills with other people, and like coming up with creative new moves and tricks and everything, and just like
Mhm.
doing stuff you've never seen before. But as athletes, they're not as skilled, and they don't have as much strength and endurance as someone like Jack. Like you could put Jack in like literally any type of street tournament and he's going to be able to play and like hang with them, and he's even
Yeah.
played in like other higher level matches like 11-11, and
Mm.
he can compete because he's like an athlete and he trains every
Yeah.
day. So
And the thing was is like that kind of let me down was like Jack was when I saw him at TST, he really didn't play that much.
yeah,
And I guess the way that hashtag was using him was like more along the lines of we're going to use the guys that pretty much got them promoted in their league, and then just sprinkle Jack in here and there because it's once they started figuring out how it worked, Jack's skill set didn't really fit perfectly with how they were coming to the 7v7. But the thing is like I see it, when you had Newtown and the Canadian team and uh, uh, Sala Triple F and stuff like that, they're all indoor guys, MASL guys. So they're small ball, well, what we call small ball guys. So if you put Jack on the team with 6 freestylers or 6 Panna guys and Jack, you see what I'm saying? Then it's a completely different way of looking at it because you're not trying to fit the street freestyle guy into a traditionalized play style. You just have fucking 7 or well 6 and a goalkeeper, but 7 freestyle guys that are just fucking sick on the ball, and everybody's now afraid to like push up on them
yeah,
because you don't know if Jack's gonna rainbow your fucking ass or do some fucking crazy trick pass, no look, weird spinny shit that you see on like FIFA, like the video game, and passes it to you, and you do a rainbow fucking header pass to fucking whoever. And it's like, sweet, yes. With that, there would be so much ball movement, your head would fucking fall off trying to watch it. Now,
yeah.
granted, I'd like to see an all Panna team or an all freestyler type team in that, because that it seems like that would be that environment would be the place where that style of play may elevate. You know what I'm saying? Because it's bigger than what you play in a Panna tournament. But the
Right.
thing is it's vastly smaller. The goals are smaller, which play into the MASL guys, the guys like you that score on smaller goals in those types of tournaments. So, I mean, how do you think you seeing the TST tournament? How do you think an all Panna team would work there?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna check my battery because I got a little bit here.
Okay, we'll do this and then we'll go into the next one,
All right,
and then we'll be good to go.
sounds good. Yeah, I think for TST, like obviously 7v7 is kind of a medium between a lot of like the 3v3 street stuff that you see, and then obviously like a full 11v11. So I really like that they created that because I think it's a good and like the size of the pitch and the goals and everything, it makes it a lot quicker. So I think putting like a team of Panna players or street players that play in these small sided tournaments over in Europe, I think they would compete very well. Especially if they're playing at the higher level and they have like an athletic physique, so they can hang endurance wise, and they're not like getting gassed because they've never played like a more than 10-minute game in their life. If they can hang with that, then I think they could compete very well. And I was actually talking to one of my friends about this because he was there last year with me, and he knows some of the guys who won the Red Bull tournament over in Germany actually this past year. And And so they were like world champs, and they're from Amsterdam, and they're like street like hardcore players. So
Mm.
and they're like athletic too. And like one of the
Yeah.
guys is like 6'2" or something, I think. So like they're big guys too, but they're fast, they're quick, but they have like 10 times the ball control of anyone at TST. Like you take Jack and like put in like some extra street grit, and then you get like a whole team of these dudes. So I told my friend, I was like, you should try and get
Bring them
them
the
to,
fuck out.
yeah, for real, because they already won. They're world champs of a Red Bull 4v4 tournament, So take them and then add Jack in, add a couple other guys in, and then get someone like Edward Van Gils, who freaking made street football, and get him out as a manager, and then everybody's gonna be like, whoa, like what is this?
Well, the thing is instead of being like, whoa, a lot of those people will be like, who the fuck are these clowns?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll look at them like, yeah, okay, whatever, these fucking guys. But
Sure.
behind, and that would be like the fan side. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if you looked in the back door where the players and stuff are in that player village, you'd be like, God damn, these motherfuckers are those guys. But it's the same as the past TST. Everybody was thinking Wrexham, women's national team, Wolverhampton Wanderers, fucking West Ham, Dortmund, Charlotte. They're bringing all these big teams, and it's like, yeah, all those big teams got fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, Wrexham came in with some stars, but the Wrexham guys that they brought over, a lot of them were still pretty active. But the thing is, and hell, you had Mark Howard as their goalkeeper, who was literally Wrexham's goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. Now, granted, yes, everybody, I do have that interview. I'm still trying to figure out how not to be completely embarrassed with that shit, because I didn't know who Mark fucking Howard was when I first interviewed him. Sorry, Mark, when you watch this. All right, we'll go to the last part of this, and it's going to be, normally it's a 2-part question. This time I'm going to do a 3-part just because of the post you made about the social media thing, because I know there's going to be a lot of people that probably need to hear that may not even be footballing fans. But first question: how does it make you feel knowing that there's kids and other people that look up to you? Like say you look up to Jack or all these other freestylers, they look up to you in that same way. How does it make you feel to know that those kids look up to you as, like, say, their freestyler, like F2 guy?
Yeah, well, I think the first time, when I really started gaining a following kind of over the years, like I realized, because I would constantly be looking up to these bigger players and just being like, how can I like become a better player and keep going. I never really was trying to think about like the followers and like how many people kind of get to watch my stuff really. But when I like the first time I really had people start, commenting and like DMing me and stuff and be like, oh, like bro, like good to go, like I watch all your videos, like da 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 da. I was like, oh, for real? Like I didn't thought. I didn't think that they watched my stuff like that, and thought like the GOAT or whatever. Like I don't think I deserve to be called that, but some of these kids who watch my stuff, and I suppose in the U.S. as a whole, there's not really many other people who are doing this type of thing. So those people who watch it maybe don't know whatever a whole lot of what's going on in Europe. They're like, oh, like dude, you're the best, and so that just caught me off guard, and I was like that's wild.
Now, here's it's called Halftime with Byron Ryan. So we do like a halftime speech for next half of your day, life, week, month, whatever the audience that you select, whatever they need. But we're going to give you a chance to do one of those speeches to motivate them or inspire them through that portion. It could be the next person that wants to be a freestyler, like the kids trying to do it. It could be just somebody going through a tough time or something like that. Whatever audience you want to go through, go for it.
Yeah, I think I would want to speak to just like the young players who, aren't scared to like show off, who aren't scared to like do skills because they call it the beautiful game for a reason. And that's exactly like why it should be enjoyed like that. So I would say to those kids who are constantly being told, like, oh, don't be flashy. Oh, like, just play like textbook, just use the fundamentals, all of that. I would say, you know, frick that. Like, don't listen to your coach. Like, listen to your coach in that way. He's like, I'm sure they've got, if anyone's telling you that, screw it. Like, do your own
Mhm.
thing, create your own style, you know, obviously work hard, like put in the hours because, it will pay off. Like, even if others don't see it, like you will
Mhm.
see it in yourself. And that's the thing that matters. So, never be afraid to hide your personality when you play because, that's what makes you you as a player. And that's what's going to make you stand out later on. So,
Now, and the last thing before we let you go, because I know you got to get out of here. Um, as far as like the social media side, where you had to basically take a break away from it, keep your mental health and as you said, mental and spiritual like health to keep going forward and stuff like that. Um, what would you tell, say, a different another content creator, influencer, or something like that that's going through that type of thing to be able to get through it? Because a lot of content creators and stuff on Instagram, me personally, have gone through the darkest of shit because people online are just either really great people, you've got normal people, and then you've got toxic pieces of shit. And normally the toxic pieces of shit are the ones that just drain you. So what would you say to a young creator that's looking to get into what you're doing from say the mental aspect to be able to deal with the mental side of social media?
yeah, I would say I'm very thankful that like the community that I've been a part of, street soccer as a whole, like is generally pretty positive. So like you'll get like a lot of people who are just there to support you, and in general, like there's people who be like, always in the comment section of all those videos, like like man, like that wouldn't work in a real game. You're always gonna
Mhm.
have that, but in general it's pretty positive, which is nice. But obviously that doesn't dismiss the mental effects that can have just in general. So I would say someone who's looking to start doing something like what I'm doing is just first, don't pressure yourself because no matter what other people think or don't think, you're always going to be putting on like pressure on yourself, or you're going to have an expectation of yourself.
Mhm.
So just try your best not to, just do it for the enjoyment of it. Don't do it because you look at other people and you see like, oh, so and so's, got this opportunity, or they just met this player, or, like they just went to do this or anything like that. Because then you're going to be pressuring yourself and you're going to be pushing yourself, and then you're going to get burnt out. So
Mhm.
just do it for the enjoyment of it. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about, if you're getting the same stuff as other people, if you're like, whatever, if you're getting
Yeah.
followers, obviously, like don't worry about the views, the followers, just do it for fun. And if you get tired and like you don't feel as creative juices as like you felt before, take a little break, take a rest, come back to it later. But yeah, first, just don't pressure yourself. And then second, I guess just, listen to yourself as well. Like listen
Mhm.
to what, you need. You need to take a break, do it. And don't be afraid also to try different things. Like don't be stuck in one lane and be like, this is what I got to do. Like this is who I am. Like use it to express yourself and to like, share your personality with others and not just
Mhm.
create a facade of what you think other people want to see. So
Yeah. Now, before we let you go, do you have any? I know how freestylers and stuff like that have various sponsors and stuff like that. Do you have sponsors that you want to shout out? I don't know contractual obligations that y'all fancy freestylers have. As
yeah,
long as it's
no,
not fucking Red Bull, because Red Bull can kiss my ass.
Yeah, no, I'm not a Red Bull guy, but
Good, you got brains.
yeah, not really. Honestly, just
What? You don't
kind of
have
do it.
any sponsors whatsoever?
Well, the only
You need
person
a
I
new
would
agent.
want to thank. Well, I want to thank my agent because he's a great guy and
Right now
uh,
he's going to be like, yeah, fuck that Ryan guy.
yeah, no, he's so chill and like he's doing crazy stuff right now. Like he's been like the main like campaign manager for all of like Messi's shoots like over the
Oh wow.
past. Yeah.
So
So
he's like connected, right?
oh yeah. He
Well,
knows like
good.
some of
I need to talk to your agent real quick. Let me get this here. I like
the
monsters.
take a shot.
No, I don't need a shot. I just need like a monster hoodie, a monster hat, and unlimited fucking monsters, and I'm good.
For
I don't need a
real.
fucking check. I'm not one of these fucking clowns. I mean, check would be nice, but I'll take the damn hoodie and all that other fucking shit and unlimited green ones, not that other fucking crap they make.
You gotta start tagging them in all your videos.
Shit, they don't listen to me. But I mean, like, the reason why I said that is because it's almost like every one of your videos, you've got Adidas shoes and an Adidas hat and Adidas shirt and all that type of stuff. I didn't know if you were like Adidas freestyler guy.
Yeah, no, I just like
Or you just like
Adidas
Adidas?
personally. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Again, I think that's one thing where if I lived in like Germany and I was doing this stuff like where Adidas is, it would be a lot easier to, maybe get connected. But like in the US, Adidas is like, well, it's growing now because of the MLS, but it's so hard because the country's so big and like so there's so
And
many
it's more of
people.
a Nike world here.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
almost like Nike everything.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a good thing, like with Messi being here. Messi is the Adidas guy.
Mhm.
So with Messi bringing out his new shoes and all that kind of stuff, it all helps with Adidas. Because for me, I'm 100% Adidas because that's the Bayern Munich crew.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I can feel the same thing with you as like with when you said if you were in Germany, Adidas would be, you know what I'm saying, a lot bigger. With me, if I was over there, I'd probably maybe not have already done some, you know what I'm saying, content interviews and stuff like that with actual Bayern players,
Mhm.
even though I've pissed the team off a couple of times. But hey, I don't give a shit. I speak with mine. But yeah, I mean, it's that thing of when TST shows up, that's when people like me, people like you, we have those opportunities to make a fuck ton of content, you know what I'm saying, with a lot of ungodly talented or ungodly special player type people. TST in especially being only like 4 or 5 hours from me, it allows me, even if I never cover another MLS game or any, which right now I'm banned from Charlotte FC. Fuck them. But the thing is TST is the place where I can meet the people to set up interviews like this and have unlimited sources of content, backgrounds, players, and now it's gotten bigger, which fuck me running. Did you see how many goddamn games that is?
Yeah.
100 and like I think it's 116 games total, up
That's
from I think it
crazy.
was I think they had 48 or 58 last year. Now it's 118.
And it's a
No, very good. And it's what?
isn't it the same amount of like time span?
Uh, it, it basically, for somebody like me that wants to go up there and cover media content wise, you have to be up there like Monday of tournament week. The tournament would start on Wednesday, but you have to be there Monday to check in, like to your hotel and stuff. And then as of last year, Tuesday was like media day.
Mm-hmm.
But now because it's women's tournament starts, I think on Thursday or Friday, and then the men's tournament starts on Wednesday, they may have two media days. So media day is all day. You know what I'm saying? And then you
Yeah.
go straight into the tournament. And the tournament last year went Wednesday to Sunday, right? This year it's Wednesday to Monday because
Sheesh.
it's championship Monday now. So you have the men's I think it's the men's $1 million game is in the after or evening, and then the women's $1 million game is right before that. So you have a double header $1 million game that Monday, when last year you only had one game that Sunday and it was the championship game.
Mm.
So yeah, it's fuck, dude. There's Wednesdays, like I think it's 24 games or 40 something games in the morning. Or no, it's 24 games in the morning, 24 games in the evening, or some fucking crazy shit like that. It's insane because there's 48 men's teams, and then you have, I think it's 8 women's teams. So you have 55 total teams.
Ooh, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah. And the thing is I'm excited to see what women's teams show up.
Yeah.
Because you don't have, outside of the women's national team, like they're all-stars, you don't have many places that can send women's teams like to compete like that. So you would have to have like a all German team, an all Brazilian, an all England, because Chelsea wouldn't be able to, Bayern wouldn't be able to, you know what I'm saying? Those types of things. You can't send your active players.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see how that dynamic works.
Yeah.
And then along with, now that I guess quote unquote is open to the entire world, I'm interested to see the 48 men's team.
Right.
I mean, you could take like and this is not a Bayern Munich Dortmund thing, but you can take that Dortmund team and shove it up your ass. That Dortmund team was fucking trash. You had a few good players that were on that team. They had a young lady that was pretty good. Noah Beck's fucking brilliant for an influencer.
Yeah.
And he could be an
AFE?
adequate player.
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you know the guy? What's his Instagram? AFE. He was on Dortmund as well. He was like, he's got like a bunch of tats and stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, they had a good thing. It's just when they went into the game, I think they were trying to play 11v11 tactics on that little field, and it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But you have like Charlotte Independence. What the fuck were they thinking? Or not Charlotte Independence, Charlotte FC.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you fuckers got beat by like 20 goals overall or 30 goals almost in the tournament. And they put together a roster of fucking people that Charlotte FC fans that you fucking know, but like 2 of them. So, I mean, the thing is you had teams that went all out, like the Indiana Hoosiers team, the Raleigh Rebels team, Say Word, you know what I'm saying? These smaller teams that are fucking insane when you look at their rosters. Then you have like the major teams of like hashtags, Conrad Beasley, fucking Team Dempsey, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Then you have the MASL teams, Virginia Dream and SLS from Canada, Newtown Pride, Zala, Triple F. Then, you know what I'm saying? Then national teams, which are pretty much like Far East United, which Far East had ungodly talent that I don't think those people understood how good that talent was.
Yeah.
But, and then you had, you know what I'm saying, the influencer team of Mo Ali.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mo Ali had fucking ungodly talent, even though he won the award for my award for the baddest ass fucking jerseys in the entire tournament. This shit was insane.
Yeah,
and then
they're cool.
Did you see his warm-ups? The sweatpants and sweatshirts that Kid Super designed?
Oh,
dude, those were fucking nuts.
Bro, was Kid Super there? Did he pull up?
Yeah.
He did?
He played 2 or 3 of the games. Like the group stage games for Mo Ali. He was in there.
Oh,
He's fucking good to be a damn clothes designer. He's good as shit.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I did an interview with him, and yes, you could check it on my YouTube to watch it. But yeah, that dude was trying to like have me like doing like brand deals for my eyeball and shit. He's like, you're missing out on an opportunity to do brand deals for your eye. I'm like, what the? This fucking guy is saying shit I never even thought. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
bro,
I want to be the
you
Adidas
could.
guy. I'll put a Tango logo on my fucking eyeball. That would be
That'd
cool
be
as fuck.
wild.
It would
That would
freak
be
the
wild.
fuck out of people, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now when you were at TST, were you associated with a team or you just showed up as like a fan?
Yeah, so I was there with my friend Hugo. He runs, I don't know if you heard of Dallas Street Soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he runs that page and everything. And he actually had bought a spot for the tournament, but then he backed out because he was like, I don't know if I can make it happen. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of work to put in. So he backed out, but then they were like, he sold his spot, and they're like, okay, well, you can sell your spot, and then we'll give you like whatever Sevens Club tickets for you to go.
Oh wow.
So he got that one, and he got like one extra, and he was like, yo, you want to come? And I was like, for sure. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Who did he sell his spot to? Was it Dallas United?
I honestly I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
He was there. He like knows a bunch of guys on Dallas United, and even I think a couple of guys on Zala and yeah, whatever, because he's got some connections and stuff. And I know a couple of guys from United as well. But yeah, so we went there, and I just bought a ticket and flew down, and so yeah, then we posted it up, and I was like, well, perfect opportunity to film some content too. So, but yeah, I was looking at this year, trying to get like I don't know. Obviously, I want to pull up again, but maybe get like a media pass and do some more content as well. So,
yeah, and that's the thing that I'm waiting on is the media access, because if you like, for people like me, when we got there for media day, day one through the championship, as far as like content creators and stuff like that, you had like ESPN, NBC stuff, shit like that, The Athletic. Those guys were there media day. And the craziest thing is you had this dude with this big ass fucking like TV camera that was asking like the weirdest questions. And like after the first interview, we were like, why are you asking these fucking oddball ass questions? He had this dude literally had like 7 fucking pieces of paper. Oh, did we lose him? Oh, well. Well, I'll tell y'all anyway. He had like 7 pieces of paper. And the thing is because he had those 7 pieces of paper, he was asking questions from various news outlets, I guess, throughout the UK. So that for everybody that's wondering, I think Asher's tablet finally died. But that got asked questions throughout from like the BBC and from Sky News and various like ITV4 or BBC fucking 7, or I don't fucking know what, but they were those types of things in different websites throughout the UK. But there weren't that many media people that were there beginning to end besides those types of people and me and Mike. But TST did have their own groups. So, but I do want to tell everybody, since it's on Facebook twice, YouTube, stuff like that. Yeah, the reason I haven't been doing a lot of these types of things or posting the other TST videos that I still have, I've edited them and stuff like that, and they'll be coming out soon. Like Chris Wondolowski, the Mark Howard one. Let's see, Rutherford. I think Adelaide from Wolverhampton Wanderers. So I have a good amount still. And yes, we still do have the Victor Wanyama MLS interview that everybody sees the videos that we do live. Mike is the camera guy. I couldn't make it to the Montreal game, so Mike did the Wanyama interview. It's very short, it's very concise, but but it's Mike's first ever video interview, and that we'll put that up on the channel as well. But yeah, I haven't been able to do a lot of this stuff because I've been sick for a long time. So I think we got Asher back for a couple of seconds. There we go.
Yeah,
but yeah,
sorry about that. My phone was dead.
Oh, that's fine. But I completed the story without you here. But since you're here, we'll go ahead and finish that out because I know we're running over time. But with as far as like the media thing, we've the only ones that really did that entire thing were like me, the Athletic, NBC, ESPN writers. Like the guy with the camera that had the 7 different scripts were from like ITV3, Sky News, Sky Sports, the BBC Sports, different websites overseas that they just wanted that clip. Like one channel was like, ask Jimmy Conrad this, ask DeMarcus Beasley that, ask what's his name? Anton Ferdinand this. You know what I'm saying? It was ask all these different people, like maybe 1 or 2 questions. But even that guy, that was the only day he was there. As the tournament went, like the first day you would have a couple guys here or there. They would come and go. The second day you'd have a guy that maybe from the previous, you know what I'm saying? You would have content creators come and go like a day here, a day there. They may stay a couple of days. But yeah, it wasn't, you didn't have many like say me or people that do like I do where they're there from fucking day 1 all the way to the final.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's not fucking cheap to do it that way either. I mean, those hotel rooms are fucking expensive. So yes, we're looking for any sponsors. Asher's agent, if you know anybody, boy, they'll probably get you the fucking sponsor. So you'll be rolling up in there all big dog dicking everybody.
We'll see. Yeah, I do want to. I think we're getting in touch with TST soon about it. So we'll see what we can do. How did you then, like, as it being the first TST, I guess, how did you know about it and then get involved as a media personnel?
Knowing about it, it was pretty easy because everybody and their damn brother was talking about it. As far as like the media thing, since it's almost a year out, I can finally tell everybody how that worked. I messaged Jimmy Conrad because me and Jimmy have basically known each other since my eye. And I messaged him and said, hey, can you put in a word for me? And so basically because he's one of the bigger draws and all that kind of stuff and does a lot of their content, stuff like that. He put a word in with him and kind of vouched for, hey, this is his content. This is what he's doing. He'll be here from beginning to end doing everything. So that's how we got in the original one. Now, granted, it looked like a lot of people that had applied kind of got approved because it's such a fucking big event. 1 or 2 people, you know what I'm saying? You can't just have 1 or 2 traditionalized medias and trying to cover all that shit. Because as you saw, you have the 2 main fields in the main stadium. Then you have the what is it? The 2 fields outside in the first row, and then you had the final field that was way in the fucking back.
Yeah.
This year, you saw that open field that was over there that nobody really used. That was beside the farthest back one. Yeah. It's probably going to be the 2 in the stadium, the 2 outside in the first row, and then 2 in the back. So you're going to have 6 fucking fields this time instead of 5 fucking fields. So the thing is you can arguably have 500 media members and they're not going to fucking, you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be doing the same shit. Like the content I'll make is going to be different than what you make. The content you make is going to be different than what Pitchside FC or Extra Time FC. You know what I'm saying? It'll all be different than what the fucking Athletic has.
Yeah.
So but I mean, that's the good thing about TST is it's such a big festival type atmosphere. And it's like we've said, it's kind of like the Woodstock or the fucking Lollapalooza or Coachella of the fucking footy world.
Yeah.
So I've heard that there's supposed to be some bigger teams this year, like known teams. Don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Because we saw how that worked last year. But yeah, it's supposed to be with the 48 teams, it's supposed to be like a lot of known entities. But I guess we'll find out. Hopefully they don't change the way they do their media and stuff. Because I really liked doing it. That's even if it's just that 1 week a year. I did content from those interviews that I got from that, right? Gave me enough content to get me to this point, and I still have 10 fucking interviews left.
Yeah.
That I haven't even posted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the thing is arguably one content creator my size, which isn't that big, can get an entire year's worth of content from one TST tournament.
Yeah.
Now that I know how it works, I'm not going to, if they allow us, I'm not going to stand in that media room the entire time. If they allow us to go and because on all the fields during media day, they're doing like open practice and stuff. So you can kind of like look at them practicing and stuff. If they allow us to go out there and interview then, dude, I'll have 140 fucking interviews by the end of that bitch. I have so many interviews. I have 2 years worth of content. But yeah, and that's the thing is, and then once it starts, if you're a guy that does like, probably like with you with like crowd engagement and stuff like that, filming content of you fucking nutmegging random fucking 6-year-olds or nutmegging somebody's grandma or grandpa walking down the fucking thing. That's unlimited. You know what I'm saying? That's unlimited content in that 7-day period.
Yeah.
Just doing that with all of those people that are there, not to mention walking down on the field, going into the little cabanas that you saw, players walking down, you know what I'm saying, or players walking back out or whatever. Dude, you can nutmeg fucking dudes all day, 7 days a week, and you'll have enough content to sink a fucking battleship. Yeah. Just doing that shit. And that's what I was waiting to see somebody doing that type of content. It seemed like a lot of people were trying to do the ESPN traditionalized content. Yeah. Hopefully this year they allow somebody like you to do it and give you the media access, and then you can do that type the content you're fucking good at, and then just do that type of content. You should have enough to fucking dwarf what Jack fucking does.
Yeah,
at least for a week. Because
right.
Jack goes fucking everywhere. You can't really stop that son of a bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see it being so much bigger, you know. Hopefully the tournament, because I don't think they really had anyone like me really there for that sort of purpose.
No.
So
most of the guys that were doing what you do were in the tournament.
Right.
So they didn't have anybody outside of the area doing it. Yeah. Now the final 2 or 3 days they did have like say like Snake Denton and Sam Pim, I think his last name is PEMB. But those guys were there from like Mundial or Mundial. I don't know how to say the fucking word, but in England, you had guys from soccer.com that are always there. But oh god, you had like the big soccer websites.
Yeah.
All of them showed up like Friday. And you could tell when they showed up, people are like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they're guys that are on social media and Instagram and stuff that they Friday, I think it was Friday night into Saturday is when all of the guys that people on social media recognized, those guys showed up. Yeah. So it was like, oh, I've been here since fucking Wednesday or fucking Tuesday. And then the guy shows up on fucking Saturday and everybody's like, oh my God. I'm like, one day that'll be me. Or maybe not, because I don't know if I want to go through all that fucking nonsense. That shit's crazy. So it was fun to fuck with Dortmund fans that entire time, though. I definitely made sure every time I was there in a Bayern jersey, I'd walk by the Dortmund fans. Every time.
Did you do interviews with any of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took a fucking act of God, but I got Felipe Santana. I tried to get one with Noah Beck, but fucking Jesus Christ. You had to go through his model manager, agent guy, then his interview manager, agent guy, then his mom, then his dad, because I had a Bayern jersey on. They thought I was going to try to like catch him up in some shit. Like, dude, I don't fucking care. I'm not a 12-year-old girl. I don't give a damn what crap you make on TV. Shit. So, but yeah, I mean, I was just trying to get like an interview with him because it's one of those things. He's got a big audience. Mm-hmm. He doesn't talk to the audience like, say, the way we're doing right now. He doesn't talk to his audience that way. So that's why the content I bring, it brings a different aspect of, like, say, you or Felipe Santana or Adelaide or Anton Ferdinand, stuff like that people don't really get to see that often. But yeah, they finally let me get Felipe Santana. It took me fucking jumping through hoops with the Dortmund people. Like, don't mention the Bayern or Bundesliga championship where they fucking collapsed and shit like that. And I was like, I'm not doing this to like shit on y'all. I may say some shit, but I'm not going to do it like intentionally try to fuck with y'all. And they're like, just don't bring that up. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to bring that up. Felipe Santana brought it up like quick.
How did you react?
The media guy and the PR person for fucking Dortmund, like the US Dortmund stuff, and then Germany's Dortmund, was standing right behind Mike, my camera guy. And as soon as they said he started talking on that, I looked straight like by Mike and I was like, I didn't bring it up. He did. And they were like, it's okay. So yeah, it was touch and go with that thing. But like I made videos of like high-fiving and hugging their players when they got eliminated and stuff like that. And it's the thing of they were representing the Bundesliga, the German tradition and stuff like that. Even though we're rivals in that situation, we were all one, even though they made us look like shit. But it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things. And then you make like friends with other people. Like Chimisu Lizarazu was on the Gracie FC team. And everybody was like, why do you want an interview with him? I was like, well, his fucking dad's Bersekte Lizarazu, who played at Bayern, played for France. I was like, this kid literally grew up on the fucking pitch at Bayern Munich. Like I've got pictures of him when he's like 4 running across the pitch. So it's like, you know, granted, when I showed him the pictures, he's like, dude, don't post that. So his interview is literally one that I've held on to. I didn't want to throw out there. But I gave him like the new Bayern Munich jersey. So yeah, you meet people like that, or you meet guys like Paul Califair or Califor. How do I fucking say his damn name? But from like the MTV stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you've got MTV reality show guys, and you know what I'm saying, Bayern club legends, sons, and you know what I'm saying, you've got fucking Gracie family, so like jiu-jitsu fucking royalties out here. You know what I'm saying? And you got the fucking king clown of himself, fucking Jimmy Conrad running around. You got Ocho Cinco running around. Yeah. So it's like this shit it's nuts because there's so many just random fucking people that you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Did I just see Chad Ocho Cinco run across there? Yeah. Or Steve fucking Nash, fucking like the ladies that I did not realize how big this guy's fan base was. Hero Tiffin Fines. Did not realize that when I posted the video of him, like the first or second video that I made, did not realize that shit was going that viral.
bro. Like
It got shared like 20,000 times.
I was just on like Netflix, and like the first thing that like popped up, like it's like that headline or show or whatever, it's got his face on it. Like
Yeah.
some series that he's been in, I've been like, oh, I remember that guy. Not from this show.
But the thing is like, I didn't even realize like he had that following. Like you don't understand, like you don't like figure out that these people have those followings till you post the interview and tag them, and then all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even know he played the young Tom Riddle in goddamn Harry Potter
Yeah.
until like TST fucking said it. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I like in the interview, I said that what's his name? Ralph Fiennes. I
Yeah.
kept calling him his dad, and he's like, no, he's my uncle. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. And he's like, it's okay. Most people don't understand he's my uncle, not my father. And I was like, well, I'm glad I'm fucking stupid twice. But yeah, that's the other thing is like I tried to do so many interviews that I couldn't do complete background looking up on each person. That's why the whole Mark Howard thing, I thought he was there from like 2 or 3 years, like helped build the Wrexham relaunch, not that he signed fucking 30 days before we did the damn interview.
Yeah.
Then you have Paul Rutherford that we did an interview with, who literally built Wrexham from when they were dog ass to, you know what I'm saying, where Ryan and fucking those guys took over, and he
Yeah.
was there in I guess the first season of Welcome to Wrexham. But he's not there now. So you know what I'm saying? You had that whole thing. I'm debating on if I want to edit that out or just be like, hey, this is where I fucked up. Get over it.
You should.
And I think I'm just going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I fucked up. I'm going to kiss my ass. I didn't watch the fucking show that much. And I just knew he was a Wrexham guy.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting so many, like, you don't have the time to do a complete background for.
Fuck no. The
So.
worst part about it, Mo Ali had a fucking player called Luis Gustavo on his damn team, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not the Luis Gustavo I thought it was. Because the Luis Gustavo I thought it was the one that played at fucking Bayern, played at Wolfsburg, played at Al Nassr. That's the one I thought it was. It's also the one TST thought it was, because they put his picture on the website and his bio on the website.
Oh, for real?
So when I went to interview Mo Ali, I was like, so when do we get to talk to the Bayern legend himself, Luis Gustavo? Mo Ali kind of like looks at me. He's like, it's not the same guy. I was like, the fucking website says it is. He's like, yeah, they messed up. I was like, well, fuck me. That's one interview I don't need. So, but yeah, that's the craziest shit. And I would go through like all the bios on the website to find the guys that played in Germany or had ever made an appearance on a German team, just to do as much of that as I could. And then it went to like, now we'll do U.S. national team guys, Jermaine Jones, who played in Germany and the fucking U.S.
Yeah.
Don't try to interview DeMarcus Beasley. He fucking hates cameras. Figured that out.
How did that go?
Interview Jimmy Conrad. He loves cameras. But yeah, and I went there hoping to get interviews with like Mia Hamm, fucking Landon Donovan, because Landon was supposed to be there. Mia Hamm, you would think you would get interviews with her, Heather Riley, stuff like that. Hell no, you weren't getting close to that women's national team.
Oh, for real?
Like, yeah, it was like, unless you were soccer.com, The Athletic, ESPN, NBC, those types of things, they would allow you to interview those guys. But yeah, fucking peons like me, yeah, you're not getting close to Mia Hamm. I was like, well, fuck you then. All right, whatever. She still signed my goddamn niece's book that she wrote. Like, Mia Hamm wrote a book, like a kid's book.
Huh.
And my mom was like, is there a way that you can get her to sign it for Paisley? And I was like, well, they have a thing like you can't ask for fucking autographs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the media integrity.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to my niece, fuck your integrity. I'm getting a goddamn book signed. She's fucking 6. She loves me a ham. You can kiss my ass. I'm getting a damn interview. So, but I did get it. I had to hide it, but I got it.
Oh, it's funny.
I
Yeah.
may or may not be on that like security guard shit list though.
they're like, watch out for this guy.
Well, no, like we were trying. I was. It was my last chance, but because the U.S. women's team were going to go play in the main stadium against Wrexham after that, so it was like, okay, it's my last chance. Let's try to sneak around the back of the bench, get her to sign this real quick, pretend it's for one of these kids over here, put it back in my bag, give it to my niece when I get home. Security guard said, "Your fucking badge isn't allowed in this area." The badge that I had was a VIP badge, not my media badge. Because I put the media badge in the car and then couldn't fucking find it in the car. So they ran out of media badges, so they gave us all VIP ones, which should be cool as fuck because you get to go in the VIP area, right? But the media one could get you on that guy would let it on the field. The VIP one, they wouldn't. So I'm standing there on my phone. I'm like, look, this is the email for media. This is my email for media. See? And the guy's like, calm down. We'll figure it out. And I'm like, I don't want him to call like the TST media guy because then he's going to know I'm trying to get his book fucking signed. So she started walking towards us. I was like, just 2 seconds. Guy's like, you've got an email. Good enough for me. So I snuck around that motherfucker. I was like, can you sign this for my niece real quick? She's like, sure. She signs it. Fucking darted out of that motherfucker. I was like, I'm not getting caught in this shit. So yeah, that's my only bad time with the fucking media in TST.
Is the media one then? Because I know they had like whatever the ones with like the green dot on it. What was that about?
The green dots where you could go fucking anywhere.
How did you get?
Fuck no. Mine was all green, which meant fuck me, right? But like the media ones, we finally found out that like you could use that little cabana way in the middle to like switch to the other side of the field and come back and just use that as like a crossway. But yeah, the green dot ones were like for TST members, like the sevens media people, they could go fucking everywhere. Players had the same little dot. It's like field access. Which meant you could go into that like little field area during a match. Okay. Does that make sense? So like for media, we could go in after the match, but we could only go a certain amount in. But yeah, and the thing was like the first day was fucking chaos for media because it was like if you wanted to interview a player, you'd have to go to the TST media guy, request the player. He would go to the team. Then the team would talk to the player. The player would say yes to like say #United. #United would then go back to the TST guy and say, yeah, Ryan can get the interview with XYZ player. Then the TST guy would have to find me, right? Dude, it was a fucking nightmare. You know how long a player will stand there to wait for all that shit to happen? They're not. So like we would wait at the gate and then grab the media contact for the team. I'd have Mike run over to the TST guy to come run back over there so we could do the whole thing in like this little area. It took me forever to get 2 interviews. So we finally like met up with the TST guy and was like, look, unless it's a fucking like superstar like Steve Nash, Chris Paul, Mia Hamm, somebody like that, can we just ask the team PR guy, hey, can we get a quick interview? Do the interview, get the fuck out. He's like, yeah, that'll work. After that, dude, we got like 40 in the next like 2 hours. I was like, shit, if we could have done that at media day, I'd have had 100 fucking interviews on media day first day. And then I wouldn't have had to scramble like a fucking crazy crackhead running around for the next 3 days. But yeah, I think that's how it's going to work is they're going to kind of give media a little bit more of a free reign. Yeah. Because I think for him, it was one full-time media guy and then like a media intern. So there were only 2 guys for every game, every player, every team. I think they were like, you know what? Fuck this. I am not running around this shit like a crazy man. Because the intern guy had 46,000 steps day one, like on his little fucking Apple Watch. 46,000 steps. I was like, bro, your shit's gonna fall off.
Bro, that's mad.
Yeah. I mean, it got so bad that like you saw the UFO shoes that they were selling in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we bought, like me and Mike bought fucking flip-flops and the shoes, like the recovery shoes. Because standing on our feet that long and that much, dude, it fucking kills your goddamn legs. And for me with fucking bad legs anyway, dude, I was eating a healthy breakfast of ibuprofen and Tylenol.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, just be prepared, be on your fucking feet all day.
Yeah.
Sunscreen, motherfucker, sunscreen.
Bro,
That's the color of fucking Mike's head at the end of that shit. It was hilarious. He looked like a fucking snake.
It was so hot. Like I remember I was like I wasn't expecting it to be that hot. We were walking around and I was sweating. So I'd be constantly going back to the Sevens Club or whatever and like getting water and stuff because I was so hot. And then I remember last day, it was like Saturday or something. I was chilling on the deck or whatever, like of the Sevens Club with Jack and his cameraman, and we were just like watching one of the Zala games
from like in the upper deck area.
Yeah,
that was the VIP one. That's why I like the little VIP fucking thing, because you can get up there, but they get mad when you ask for an interview up there, so I stopped going.
That's dumb. Yeah, I remember that though, and I was like, we were getting cooked up there, like sunburnt like crazy. The seats were hot. You couldn't even. Yeah.
But just think, you're under like a quasi cover up there.
Yeah.
Me and Mike are on the fucking field all day, every day.
Yeah.
And then you had that 1 hour or hour and a half, maybe 2 hour-ish break between the morning session and the night session. Well, because our hotel was like right at like 20 minutes away-ish, and they took those breaks right at like 1 to 2, there was so much traffic between that field and our hotel. If we tried to go to the hotel and come back, we get stuck in fucking ungodly traffic.
Yeah.
But me and Mike stayed in a parking lot while everybody went fucking home. Dude, I fucking hated life. But yet, I am 100% prepared. I've got like 6 cases of fucking prime or prime hydration drink. I've got 2 bags of fucking prime, like the little shit you pour in the water bottles.
Yeah.
If that's all they have there is fucking water. But I've got enough prime to sink a fucking battleship. And then I'm going to buy a damn cooler. We're going to put that shit in the back of Mike's truck. And then like every morning, just stop at the gas station outside of the parking lot of the hotel, fill it up with ice, and just throw more fucking drinks in that bitch. Because, dude, it was, oh my God, it was a nightmare. Watch. Yeah. This year, we're going to go up there and it's going to fucking snow or some shit. 200 degrees last year, and it's going to be or a monsoon or some stupid shit. Like, dude, I'm prepared for the 100 degrees. Don't give me anything else. Just give me that.
Yeah.
With the no trees anywhere around that bitch.
Did y'all get to, when you like parked there, because obviously you drove from the hotel, did you get to park in like the close parking lot?
Yeah, you know where the players would walk in for their games? Like that little player entrance that was like back at the back?
Yeah.
That's where we parked at. Like our car was parked beside where the like production truck, like the big production trucks and shit that were back there. Yeah. That's where the media parking lot is. That little side parking lot right there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, my ass wasn't parking way the fuck up there in the hill, no. Because we had to walk back and forth to get shit, change out batteries, do this, do that, which we've upgraded the microphones and shit, so I don't need 18 million fucking AA batteries. I've got like the Movo fucking knockoff of the little red rechargeable microphone thing. Yeah. So, I mean, I've got that thing. Little box charges it. You can get like 14 hours of fucking charge out of that shit. So, just charge that motherfucker every day. So, yeah. It's a bitch. fun, but it's a bitch.
I'm so ready for like if I can make it happen and get down there again this year, like it's gonna be massive. I think they're even gonna have like they might even have like artists come out for like performances or something. Like
Oh wow.
yeah.
Well, and the other thing is the teams that were there last year, if they're going to be in it again this year or trying to get in it this year, you may want to sit there and do like Cavino and those types of guys.
Yeah.
Be a part of their content team.
Yeah.
At least then you know what I'm saying, you're guaranteed to be able to go pretty much fucking everywhere you want to go. Versus like say the media department, where we still have a constraints on where we're not allowed in like the athletes village. We're not allowed to see the players in the like the little rest area or resting little area thing up there. We can't go onto the practice or warm up pitch or any of that type of shit. So
yeah,
it's give and take. Hopefully Castro has a team again this year.
Yeah.
That kind of fucking sucked, but
yeah, they got. I mean, they got kind of crapped on with that whole situation.
Yeah, I still hate to see what happened overall, and how that the fallout from that and all that kind of stuff, because a lot of people, that was their first impression of the fucking tournament, was seeing that on ESPN, on local news, on Sky News, on BBC fucking news. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Anton Ferdinand.
Mm-hmm.
It's happened to him before.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So it's, yeah, that on the flip side, the person that they had said it to him, nobody had video, audio, anything of him saying it. No player on his side heard it. Only a couple players on West Ham heard it. No fans had heard it. The referees didn't hear it. The TST media team that was pitch side didn't hear it. So it's, yeah, that's why it was one of those things when people were like, why didn't you cover that? I was like, because I don't know what happened. I wasn't pitch side on that one. We were walking into the stadium to cover that game, but we weren't there for kickoff, and it only happened, like 2 minutes into that game. So because we missed what happened, we were walking down the steps, like right there at where the benches and stuff are on that far side, not where the Sevens Club is, but opposite of it. Right. We were walking down there, and as we were walking down, Anton and them were walking off the field at that point. And me and Mike were like, what happened? And that's when they were like, oh, racist piece of shit, and this, that, and the other. And then I asked Hero, I was like, what happened? He's like, fucking racist bastard. And I was like, oh shit, what the fuck did we miss?
Yeah.
And then that's when they were like, this game will be a ban, or we're going to hold off on this game, see what happens, blah, 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 blah. They put it out on social media. They were doing their investigation and shit. And me and Mike were like, well, we're not interviewing Anton right now. It's a terrible idea. We're not going to interview anybody from fucking West Ham right now because that's a terrible idea. So I was like, Mike, do you want to go have a break?
Yeah.
It's like, go have a hot dog or fucking nachos or something. Because that was the game we were supposed to cover for like 2 or 3 interviews. Then we came back and did the Hero Tiffin and Anton one later that day when West Ham played again. So, but yeah, it was like, I'm glad we got Castro before everything started because he was fucking heated at that moment. So it was like anything for those 2 teams in that moment. Yeah, you are. And that's when we found out. That's literally when the intern from TST was like, just go find the interviews yourself. I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah.
Because at that point, we were trying to do it, and they were trying to put out statements and put out flames on this side and put out a fire over here. And he's like, just do what y'all do. Just right now, we can't deal with this shit.
Yeah. No, I remember that because I was like, I think I was on the stands, like right there, like looking at the game because I wasn't, that was like the closest I could get because, I could go like pitch side outside of the pitches, like,
Yeah.
you know, on the other sides, but they were like near the benches. So I went up to like see what was going on, and you know, I see Chris Paul like rushing over. I see, you know, like all these guys are like,
Shit went fucking sideways.
they were going at it, like seeing all these people.
Because my thing is if you looked at the size of, like, say, Anton in person, that motherfucker's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not as tall as I was expecting him to be, but that dude's fucking like jacked.
Yeah.
And so was like every other person on the West Ham team. And I was like, dude, Dallas has some big kids. Anton would fucking eat those kids.
Yeah. No, I know the guy too, who I think like
Don't say his name, because I think I know who you're talking about.
I won't say names, but I mean, knowing like the whole
knowing him, it doesn't seem like it's something that he would say. Because the person that they've accused, I know pretty well, like, since that incident. Yeah. And personally, for me, since it's an old thing, knowing him the way that I do, if something was said that way, it's because of an Insta reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you've played in street soccer, stuff like that, you talk a certain way when you're from a certain area.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at Dallas, the way people speak in the Dallas area and that type of stuff, versus London.
Right.
The way they talk here isn't the way they talk there. The way it's, you know what I'm saying? The words that may have been said mean something different to that group from Dallas than the words that were said or were rumored to be said to Anton and them. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah.
The English don't use slang the way that we fucking use it every goddamn day.
And I'm sure, especially, you know, like if it was used as just kind of a like quick reaction, yeah. I think that's especially the most likely situation, since nobody else except a couple other players heard it. Because if it was more of like a
straight out, like, boom, here you go, motherfucker.
Yeah, aggressive.
Everybody would have heard it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
really and I mean, and it's unfortunate that was the, because it was it the first day or early the second day? I think it was Thursday morning, the Thursday morning session. So I mean, it's terrible that it was that early in the tournament.
Right.
That was the impression a lot of people had, because they weren't focused on it until like the Friday or the evening sessions of each one, but Friday, like evening, afternoon session on was the ones that a lot of people were watching, because those were on the NBC sports and shit like that. But TST did an amazing job getting statements out to fans, telling them what was going on, how it was being solved, that type of shit. So I mean, for something that you cannot ever foresee fucking happening,
yeah,
they had it to fly by the seat of your pants and do it the way that they did it was fucking phenomenal. Because you can't, I mean, granted, you can have like a quasi statement for, you know what I'm saying, an over encompassing thing for something off the fucking wall to happen. But something off the fucking rails like that, you ain't prepared for shit like that to happen. And if you are, hats the fuck off, because God, I don't, that's a contingency plan. I don't think anybody has ever been like, we need to have something said for that. Now, granted, this year, they'll have a contingency plan for that because it happened.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, with the basketball tournament and with TST, I'm pretty sure that's a protocol in there now. And based off of last year's TST, this year's is going to be massive. You know what I'm saying? So the only thing that I foresee, and I said it to one of the founders, I was like, do you see this overtaking the basketball tournament in a few years? And he's like, oh, well, the basketball tournament has like a 7 or 8 year head start. I was like, but are you seeing this shit? This thing is fucking ungodly. And I mean, it's for depending on how big it gets this year, I hope they keep it in Cary, but I've got a feeling it's going to start moving. They're going to start putting it in this place and that place, or it'll break up like they do the basketball tournament where you have this region versus this region and this region and this region, and the finals come together.
Yeah, I can
which
see that.
Sucks.
Even like if it continues to grow, even having like
A league.
Yeah, league or like qualifiers leading up to it, and then you have a still like
a big like 48 qualifying tournaments for the 48 teams.
Yeah.
So you have to qualify to get there.
Right.
You're going to have 480, 500 teams probably qualifying in that shit from all over the place. Dude, that would be cool as fuck.
And
I already told him. I said, I want the TS, like that time scoring thing. Yeah. I want that shit on like fucking FIFA, like a game mode. Yeah. That'd be cool as shit.
Yeah.
Like instead of like golden goal and shit, you're just playing fucking target score time.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that'd be so cool. I think like not just the format of it, but just seeing like how popular it was, and now they're even men's and women's separate. Yeah. You know, in the future, if it continues to grow, I mean,
you're gonna have 48 men, 48 women.
Right. You could even potentially do like a $2 million prize for men and women. If you have, you know, if it grows. So,
and you could have it live on ESPN and fucking BN Sports and fucking Sky Sports and shit like that.
I'm sure it'll be more widely like broadcasted this year, because I know it was only on a few
YouTube, and then a big select, like the bigger teams were on NBC Sports and stuff like that. And the final was on NBC.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I could see it going a lot bigger. But I mean, I loved it being on YouTube, because then you could just, after the tournament was done, a game you missed or whatever, you go back and watch that shit.
Yeah.
But all right, well, we went way over the time since it's an hour 52. But see, I told you this is what happens. You start rolling and start talking about shit, and then it goes.
Yeah. So I mean, there's so much to talk about. I could go on about the tournament and other stuff for hours. So yeah.
Well, we can always bring you back on. Now that I got your number and all your information and stuff, we'll definitely get you back on before TST happens.
For sure.
And we can talk about, like, say, once they start getting more teams announced and stuff like that. I plan on getting like different people like you and other potential media guys in on it, and we can talk about it. Yeah. So, all right, well, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you go to all of Asher's social medias. I guess it's the same as the name that's right there. Yeah. Just follow him there on Instagram primarily is where you'll get a lot of his content. So, guys, thanks for watching. Bye and Ryan out.